Hi, I'm Judah Vitale, functional nutritionist, lifestyle coach, and heart math mentor. And this is the final video in a series of videos I've been doing on gut health and healing. And so in today's video, what I want to talk about is the 4 R's of gut healing. In the previous video, I went through the gut-brain axis, leaky gut and autoimmune conditions, and the microbiome. So it was a big video. It's the biggest one in the series, but it was one of the most important ones in the series to understand how foundationally important the gut is. And what I talked about is how a condition called leaky gut or intestinal permeability can lead to autoimmune conditions and actually affect neurological issues as well. If there's any kind of inflammation in the gut, this can lead to inflammation in the brain. The inflammation in the brain can lead to neurodegeneration and even a leaky blood-brain barrier. And so that's going to affect gut health and neurological health, and you can get a host of conditions, neurological conditions as well as gut issues. And so making sure that the gut is healthy is of the utmost importance, and making sure that the lining of the gut has its integrity maintained. So what I want to talk about today is the 4 R's of gut healing. So I'm going to take everything that we've kind of talked about in this entire series, as far as digestion and healthy gut is concerned, and I'm going to present it to you in 4 basic steps. Okay, so this is where the meat of it all is, so to speak. This is where the goodness happens. So the first R of gut healing is to remove. You want to remove any kind of food allergies and other foods that cause inflammation. All right? Every time you eat a food that you're allergic to, that you're sensitive to, that triggers an immune response, and that immune response is going to trigger an inflammatory response, and that inflammatory response over time is going to cause stress in the body. It's going to cause elevated cortisol levels. If you don't know what cortisol is and you want to learn more about cortisol, you can go to my adrenal video series to learn more about that. So remove food allergies and other foods you're allergic to, or foods that cause inflammation. Okay, and this is to reduce inflammation, and is going to basically ease the digestive burden. It's going to calm the inflammation down. So the way that you can look at gut inflammation is it's like an inner sunburn. All right, because the gut lining is your inner skin. It's the same cells as your outer skin, epithelial cells. And when there's inflammation, that's heat, and it can cause that heat is like an inner sunburn, right? So just as you put cooling agents like aloe on sunburn, you want to, or get yourself out of direct sunlight to prevent the sunburn. You want to take the foods out that cause the heat of inflammation. And those are the ones you're allergic to or sensitive to, or ones that just cause inflammation. In my experience, these are foods like grains that contain gluten or gliadin. So that's wheat, rye, barley, spelt, triticale, kamut, oats, dairy products, sugar, soy, corn. These are the most common inflammatory foods. All processed foods, artificial foods, anything processed and artificial definitely is going to be inflammation causing. So if you can, I tend to steer people towards a grain-free, bean and legume-free, dairy-free diet for the most part, and with high amounts of omega fatty acids in it, so grass-fed beef, wild-caught salmon, free-range organic chicken. So lots of high fat foods like avocados and olives, and using extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil, these types of things. These are going to be your anti-inflammatory foods that you want to make as the staple of your diet. Lots of vegetables as well. So, remove. The second R is rebuild. Okay, so you want to rebuild your stomach acid. If you have hypochlorhydria, which I spoke to in a previous video, if you have hypochlorhydria, weak stomach acid, you want to rebuild your stomach acid, whether that be through the use of digestive bitters or by taking hydrochloric acid supplements. You want to rebuild your stomach acid. You want to rebuild your digestive forces in general, okay? Rebuilding your digestive forces is going to make sure that you're properly digesting your food, extracting the nutrients and the calories or the energy from your food properly, making sure that your gut motility is healthy. So we want to make sure you're properly digesting your food, and that's going to come from rebuilding your digestive forces. And the way to do that is to stimulate them with digestive bitters, take supplemental hydrochloric acid tablets, or take digestive enzymes. Okay, so that is the key way to begin to rebuild your digestion. The third R is repair. We want to repair any damage that's been done to the lining of your gut. And just as I mentioned that inflammation is like an inner sunburn, just as we use aloe as a cooling agent to sunburn on our skin, we want to use cooling agents in our digestive tract. And these are plants that have demulcent activity in them, meaning they have a mucilaginous property to them. So if you've ever taken flax seeds or chia seeds and you put them in water, and in a few minutes you start to get this mucilage that they secrete, well, that's what we're really looking for. So soaked flax seeds, soaked chia seeds can go in and start to cool the lining of the gut. Aloe vera gel or juice is going to do internally what it does externally. It's going to cool the lining of the gut. Herbs like slippery elm and marshmallow root have demulcent properties. DGL, deglycyrrhizinated licorice, another one that has demulcent properties. All of these are going to go in and, one, they're going to cool the inflammation, and two, they're going to begin to repair any damage that's been done to the gut. So if there's any kind of leaky gut going on, they're going to repair it. Some other foods that are good for this are foods like okra is a fantastic food. When you cook okra, it secretes some mucilage, so you can eat okra. Gamma oryzanol is a supplement that you'll find in various formulas that's really good at healing the gut lining as well. And an amino acid, L-glutamine, is good for gut lining repair also. So, soaked chia seeds or flax seeds, aloe vera gel, marshmallow root, slippery elm bark, deglycyrrhizinated licorice, also known as DGL, eating okra, these gamma oryzanol, L-glutamine, these are all components that are going to help to reduce the inflammation in the gut and heal the lining of the gut. And another one that I just remembered, just popped in, is drinking cabbage juice. Cabbage juice actually has a compound in it that specifically reduces inflammation in the gut. So drinking a cup to 1 to 3 cups of cabbage juice a day is going to help reduce any kind of inflammation in the gut. Then all those other compounds I previously mentioned will also do that, as well as begin to heal any damage that's been done to the gut lining. So, the fourth R is reinoculate. We want to reinoculate your digestive tract with beneficial bacteria to restore a healthy ecosystem in the large intestine. So as I mentioned in the last video when I talked about the microbiome, our large intestine is probably one of the most complex ecosystems in the world. It's got anywhere up to 1,000 different kinds of bacteria and upwards of 100 trillion bacteria in it. So we have about we have a pound or so or more of bacteria in our colon. And so we want to make sure that we re-inoculate our colon with healthy, beneficial bacteria to make sure that we restore this ecosystem into being a pristine ecosystem like the one that I'm sitting in today. So how do we do that? We do that by eating a plant-based diet. Doesn't need to be vegetarian, but we want to be plant-based so that you're getting a lot of fiber in your diet, a lot of variety of vegetables, and lots of fiber. So a high fiber diet, which is going to provide the bacteria, the good bacteria, the eubiotic or the healthy bacteria in your colon, the food that they need in order to produce the nutrients that they produce, like short-chain fatty acids. So high fiber diet, foods that are rich in prebiotic fibers like Jerusalem artichoke hearts, dandelion greens, dandelion root, chicory root, garlic, onions, brassica vegetables. These are all really good sources of prebiotic fibers. And then we want to include fermented foods as well that have the actual bacteria themselves. So sauerkraut, kimchi, yogurt, kefir, water kefir, coconut water kefir, as well as dairy kefir. Other fermented foods like miso is another great one. Drinks like beet kvass or kombucha, just small amounts of kombucha. So getting in the fermented foods that will provide the bacteria for a healthy ecosystem. And then on top of that, taking a high quality probiotic. There's a whole nother video strictly on the microbiome and probiotics where I go into much greater detail there, but you can find really good probiotics out on the market that do all sorts of different things, and there's a wide variety to choose from. Speak to your healthcare practitioner and your nutritionist to find out which ones might be right for you, because it is we're individuals, so we all require our own unique needs to be met. So there's your 4 R's of gut healing. We want to remove food allergies and other foods that cause inflammation. We want to rebuild our digestive forces by doing digestive bitters, hydrochloric acid tablets, digestive enzymes. Those are your key ways to rebuild your digestive forces. We want to repair the lining of the gut by using foods like soaked chia and flax seeds and drinking the mucilage along with it, eating okra, using herbs like marshmallow root and slippery elm, or DGL, deglycyrrhizinated licorice, amino acids like L-glutamine, and then things like gamma-rhizinol. These are all going to help heal the lining of the gut. So repair the gut lining, and finally re-inoculate the colon with good, healthy, beneficial bacteria to restore a healthy ecosystem by eating a high fiber diet and fermented foods and taking probiotics. And therein is your recipe for healing your gut. If you have any kind of gut issues, if you have any kind of gut disturbances going on, you can do the 4 R's and experience the benefits of that. If you do the 4 R's, let me know. Give me a comment down below. Tell me how it works for you. Let me know what your results are. If you have any questions, please ask me. I'll be happy to answer them. I am grateful that you've taken the time to watch this video, and hopefully you've watched the entire series. And if you've watched the entire series, I'm extremely grateful for your time and dedication in watching all of that. If you want to learn more about how to work with me or what I have to offer, go to the link below at judahvitel.com. And thank you so much, and I hope you have a nourishing day.